Are you serious? Are you serious? Get a cup of coffee now and calm down, because the White House has just released, of course, the executive order coordinating efforts to prepare the nation for space weather events. What? I thought that was a conspiracy theory, Begley. I thought that was Begley and BP Earthwatch and Mike from around the world and Dabo and Dutch Sense and Suspicious Observer. I thought that was Alex Jones. I thought these guys were all just conspiracy theorists. No, from the White House briefing room. WhiteHouse.gov. All right? WhiteHouse.gov, executive order. There's a little White House symbol, in case you want to know. Where's it at? That's the White House, okay? It's WhiteHouse.gov. Executive order. Executive order. What does it say? Well, let's read it. Oh, by the way, they released this on October the 13th, 12 hours before BP Earthwatch captured a wave of energy that literally took down, collapsed the magnetic shield around the earth. And literally, you can go to his YouTube video he put out yesterday, and I watched it. Everybody's watched it. Mike from around the world. Everybody's confirmed it. As I'm saying this, 85,000 people have watched it. So 12 hours before that wave, the White House says this: the President of the United States, executive order by the authority vested me as President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, and to prepare the nation for space weather events. It is hereby ordered as follows. Section 1, policy. Space weather events in the form of solar flares, solar energetic particles. That's, okay, solar flares, BP Earthwatch, the expert in that. He knows that the CMEs are affecting, causing earthquakes. Even NASA is admitting that now. Even some of BP Earthwatch's biggest critics for 3 years are now preaching the same gospel because it's the truth. Now, get this. Even the meteorologist, even the seismologist, maybe even a couple cardiologists are admitting that what the things that are coming up on the earth, men's hearts are going to fail them, which is what Jesus said. Jesus said there be signs in the sun. That would be solar. The moon. That would be lunar. The stars. That would be celestial. There be signs upon the sun, the moon, the stars, and distress of nations. What do you call Russia and the whole situation in the Middle East and the Arab Spring? Men's hearts, listen to this. There be signs in the sun, the moon, the stars. All these things are going to happen. Okay? Now listen to what the president says. Space weather events in the form of solar flares, solar energetic particles. That's what Mike from around the world talks about. Chargeable particles. Geomagnetic disturbances occur regularly, some with measurable effects on critical infrastructure systems and technologies, such as the Global Positioning System, or GPS satellite, operations and communication, aviation, and the electrical power grid, extreme space weather events, those that could significantly degrade critical infrastructure, could disable large portions of the electrical power grid, resulting in cascading failures that would affect key services such as water supply, health care, and transportation. Space weather has the potential to simultaneously affect and disrupt health and safety across the entire continents. Successfully preparing for space weather events is an all-of-nation endeavor that requires partnerships across the governments, emergency managers, academia, the media, and the insurance industry, nonprofits. And I guess he's talking about us preachers. We need to be involved. I've been involved. Mr. President, with all due respect, I've been preaching Luke 21:25. I've been preaching Matthew 24, Mark 13, Luke 21, Revelation, Daniel's visions, Joel chapter 2, Isaiah 17:1, Isaiah 19, Jeremiah 49. Where do you want me to start and stop? Thank you for acknowledging that maybe we should be involved in the message because we have the message. I'll quote it for you. For there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring, and men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking after those things that are coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Then shall they see. Let's get the rest of the story. Then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption is drawing nigh. We might want to put that in section 2 of this. Urgent. Space weather events that could cause catastrophic, cataclysmic, apocalyptic events upon the planet will also be the precursor to the coming of Jesus Christ. And, of course, that's not in this event. Matter of fact, it is the policy of the United States to prepare for weather service events to minimize the extent of economic loss and human hardship. The federal government must have the capability to predict and detect a space weather event. 2, the plans and programs necessary to alert the public, that's that new EAS system, and private sectors to enable mitigating actions for an impending space weather event. That would be an asteroid or a comet or the 5 waves of energy. The protection and mitigation plans and protocols and standards required to reduce risk to critical infrastructure prior and during a credible threat. The ability to respond to and recover from the effects of space weather. Executive departments and agencies must coordinate their efforts to prepare for the effects of the space weather events. That is section 1. Now we can go on. Section 2 tells you who defines the agencies. Of course, FEMA and the federal government takes full, and if you go read, which I've done last week, I did a video last week where I read to you 14 executive orders that basically gives the President of the United States complete control over everything. Your food, your water, your health care, your energy, your communications, your right to pray, your right to speak, your right to seek. Okay, everything. Even your right to think. All right. So what I'm saying is, I'm not throwing off on the President of the United States or this executive order, or this recognition of the space events. I'm not throwing off on that. He's finally saying, and the elitists are now finally saying what we've been telling you on alternative media for a long time. No, what I'm saying is you need to read the rest of the executive order. And that's how much unlimited power of your life and your family's life that you are surrendering and have already surrendered to this government. Matter of fact, the governments of the world have already done it. This is why the New World Order is rising quickly. That's why they're building underground cities in preparation for events that will come up on the earth. Now, we had Mike Around the World on our broadcast yesterday and BP Earthwatch. Had them both. And I'm having BP Earthwatch on tomorrow, Sunday Night Live. He'll be back tomorrow. He captured a wave of energy that literally caused our magnetic shield around the earth to collapse, which means radiation comes straight in from space. If there was a solar flare right now, the CME would have a direct hit with nothing to block it. These events is why you're seeing the unbelievable storms in the Northwest right now. 10 tornadoes in Oregon in October. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Matter of fact, there's never been such a thing. 3 tornadoes is the most they've ever had in one day. They had 10 yesterday in October. And there's a storm surge coming that's going to affect the entire Northwest. Earthquakes, meteorites, deep impacts in Australia weren't even covered by the media. Of course, the media is focused on trashing Trump 24/7, so they're not even going to cover anything. We have global dysfunction among governments right now and diplomats, and people are already scrambling for ways to secure resources in the event of these space weather events that are coming. It's not a question of if they're going to happen, folks. They are coming, and according to, we heard, besides the fact BP Earthwatch captured it 12 hours after the president Said it's going to start happening. Mike Around the World came on our show yesterday and said there's 73 days, now it's 72 days away from the second major wave of energy. As that wave hits, so these ones that we just saw yesterday, that was just like a ripple effect ahead of it. When the waves begin to come, the big one, the second one's a big one, and it's going to hit on the December the 26th. Then during the next 100 days after it, according to Mike from Around the World, we will see a definite change in events on this planet, and you will know something's going on. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. No. No, it won't be. But it will be some significant changes in weather patterns, sun exposure, extreme weather conditions, and I don't know about you. We know asteroids are coming. Now, this is a given fact. And so all these things should say this to you and to I. Time is running out. Jesus Christ is coming. I don't know the day nor the hour. Nobody does. But we're definitely going to see some major changes and events. And so don't freak out when it happens and when it's happening. Just pick up your Bible. Go read Matthew 24. If you want to know about pole shift, read Isaiah 24, verse 1. It'll tell you exactly what the pole shift's going to do. If you want to know about wormwood in Revelation, go read Amos chapter 5. It tells you about wormwood and how it's going to darken the sun. And this is the judgment of God. It's right in there. These scriptures have been in the Bible for centuries, for millenniums. We're just now starting to realize we better read them. Oh, and by the way, churches might want to start having prophecy conferences and some revelation teaching. And when you teach it, you need to teach about the cataclysmic events that are coming upon the earth. Because to tell everybody it's never going to happen, and then when it starts happening, they're going to come beating your door down for why you didn't tell them. All right? We're in the last days, guys. I'll be right here till the Lord comes to take me home, or we all go together, whichever's first. I'll be right here. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We are running out of time.